Good morning, everyone. I hope that you are looking forward to the study that we're going to be starting in John in a few days. I'm really excited about this study, but before we start this study, I thought I would share with you three things that I use that are very helpful for me whenever I'm trying to do a study on any book or a passage for that matter. My first thing that I want to share with you is this little Bible right here. This is indeed a children's Bible, and I use it all the time, and I'm unashamed to say that I use this all the time because it is so helpful to me. Sometimes I will be reading something and I'll be going along, and then all of a sudden I will stop and ask myself, now, what did I just read? I mean, was I even like paying attention or comprehending what I was just reading? I don't know if you ever do that, but I guess I'm just very distractible. My mind can wander sometimes if I'm not trying to really keep charge of it and be bossy to it. So sometimes when I'm reading something in the Bible that's a little bit complex, or maybe it's a longer sentence than I'm accustomed to reading and speaking myself for that matter, that's where this little thing comes in super handy. This Bible is probably written on maybe like a sixth grade level, and John may not be a book that we frequently have like super hard passages in per se. Sometimes some of the books that Paul has written, he'll have longer sentences, and sometimes it's easy to kind of get lost in the details if we're not feeling especially focused and energetic and sharp when we're reading. So this comes in super handy for something like that. What I like about this Bible is it just simplifies things. It paraphrases things very easily. So a lot of times I'll start by reading what I'm actually preparing to read from this. If I don't have time to necessarily do that, then I just keep this handy right next to me as I'm reading from my regular Bible that I use frequently. And if I come to a passage that I just think this is just a little of a longer sentence, or it's even using language that maybe we don't frequently use today in the same respect, so I might then just use this as a reference and say, well, how does this Bible summarize that verse? And I just find that to be super helpful. A resource that I love using is this New Testament commentary by Wayne Jackson. And yes, I may be a little bit biased, but that's okay. I wouldn't tell you this was a good commentary to use if it indeed was not a good commentary to use. I love using this before I start reading whatever text I'm about to be studying. I like to read that ahead of time because for me that kind of just helps prepare my mind. It lets me know what am I about to be sitting down and reading. He provides some background details that might be very helpful, but it always gives me some insight of some important little details that I want to pay attention to. And if I know those details are coming before I read them, for me personally, that just makes me a more engaged Bible reader when I'm actually then reading from my Bible. I'm looking for those little details and important things that I should be paying attention to. So I'm just reading at a different type of engagement level. Perhaps that might be something helpful and useful for you to do as well. Hey gals, just a quick interruption to introduce you to another incredible product from Crunchy, their lip pencils and glosses. These aren't your average lip products. Crunchy lip pencils glide on effortlessly, offering smooth, precise application with rich color that lasts. And when you pair it with their nourishing, toxin-free lip gloss, you'll get a vibrant, glossy finish that feels as good as it looks. And the best part? Like all Crunchy products, these lip essentials are free of harmful chemicals, so you can enjoy beautiful, healthy lips without compromise. I love these products, and if you want to try them out, be sure to click the link in the description and get 10% off of your first order. Now, back to our study. The third thing I wanted to make mention to you is a website that I use all the time. It's a free site. It's called BibleHub.org. And I love using this because I can type in whatever verse that I want to study in more detail, like John 1:1. And when I hit enter, it's going to bring up on my screen all these different versions of John 1:1. So I'm going to get the New King James, the King James, the American Standard, the New American Standard, ESV, NIV. I mean, I'm going to get lots of different versions of that particular verse. Now, the reason I like that is because some versions use different language, right? And I may find that I like how the New American Standard Bible translates this one phrase over what the ESV translates. It may make more sense to me. So for me, I love being able to kind of do a version comparison and try to really digest the full force of what's being said to me. The other thing I really like about Bible Hub is it does give a breakdown of every word in the verse, and it'll give you the Greek or the Hebrew. And so you can really just make sure that you are truly understanding things. The other thing that's very helpful on Bible Hub is they will give you cross references for scriptures that you can do further study on. And also, they have commentaries available on there. Commentaries are great resources for expanding our knowledge, for helping us to think and reflect more deeply on a passage. Of course, commentaries are not inspired, but they are written by Bible scholars, people that have invested time into trying to pick the verses apart and really bring a greater meaning and understanding to them. But we always have to take anything that we read in a commentary with a grain of salt. We have to measure it against God's word and make sure that they are actually giving an accurate representation of what the passage really means, because these are just men. They're just people just like you and me. And they are not inspired. They're going to make mistakes. So we want to make sure that anything we're reading from a commentary does in fact have support from God's word. And as we're preparing to start the study on John 1, I thought that these may be some very helpful resources. And I am so excited about starting this study with you this week, and I hope that you are looking forward to it as well.